Hello, YouTube. It's your girl B with HCK Property Management, and I'm back with some new gems. So let me learn you something, okay? You might see me looking away at my notes because we have a lot to talk about today. So if you see me looking over, that's what I'm doing. I'm checking out my notes to make sure that I'm hitting everything that I planned for you guys, okay? So I just want to talk about the four shorts that I posted this week. I received a lot of good comments and some bad, right? We get both when it comes to people not being educated on a topic and not knowing all of the details, okay? So I want to talk about my journey from originally using assistance since I was a kid to finishing college, the corporate life, and then now the entrepreneurship journey, right? It's a process. So a lot of people are saying, oh, you shouldn't want to use government assistance. The goal should be to get off of SNAP benefits. Yes, that's true. The goal is to get off of the benefits. But for someone who has went through the process of using benefits, getting off of benefits, paying back into the economy for 10 years, and then starting a new journey needing benefits again. I think it's good for people to have knowledge on what their opportunities are when it comes to getting the help and assistance you need to get to that next goal in life, right? So, we're going to talk about everything from a real life perspective, single motherhood, financial literacy, using resources the right way, understanding SNAP and benefits, teaching kids at a young age financial literacy and to go for their dreams. I'm putting all of it together in one video about purpose, accountability, and elevation. Because that's what we want to do. We want to elevate. We're trying to get to the next level. We're trying to use what we can while we need it. And then once we no longer need it, then we're on to bigger and better things. And then we're giving back once we get there, like God wants us to, right? So, the first topic I want to talk about today is the accountability in single motherhood. Okay. So, your girl was scrolling down Facebook and noticed this girl complaining about not wanting to put her child's father on child support in order to get her assistance from the government. And she think that's crazy. Hmm. Okay, let me tell you. I ain't scared to put nobody on child support. I'm just gonna let you know. If you not doing what you supposed to be doing as a father, and I'm asking the government and the taxpayers to help me take care of my children, I'm most definitely gonna hold you accountable for first because you are the father. Okay? That's just my 2 cents on it. Now, I'm gonna give you an example of this lady who I worked with in corporate. Very, very well paid off, right? Okay. She had put her child's father on child support and she didn't receive a penny. Okay. She's in corporate making crazy money. And now it's time for him to start drawing his social security. Guess who getting a chunk of that social security check? She is. And guess who ain't worried about giving him the money back? She ain't. She took care of the child's full life, and you just got away free. I don't care how much money I'm making, you gonna pay your dues that you owe. You helped me make this child, you're gonna help me raise this child. That's just my 2 cents on it. If y'all have a different perspective, please put it in the comments so we can talk about it. But my outlook on it is the government didn't get you pregnant, sis. Hold him accountable. Okay? Child support as responsibility is not revenge. Y'all let these men get online and talk about women having babies and put men on child support. Well, they need to hold themselves accountable because without them, you couldn't have made a baby on your own. Okay? I'm giving you real life examples. How women can stand in their power without leaning on the government, breaking the cycle of struggle. Using short-term support to build long-term stability, because if the daddy won't step up, yes, the government have programs out there that will help you, but that doesn't mean stay on the government assistance forever. You use it to get off and upgrade so you don't need the child's father or the government, and then you take care of your kids yourself. And when it's time for him to pay his dues, he'll pay as long as you stick him now. Don't not stick him and let him get away with it. Okay? Who, Lord. I gotta take a moment because y'all get me worked up. Use the assistant responsible. Finish school. Okay? Get a trade. Start a business. Whatever you need to do to upgrade your life. All right? And then once you get there, make sure that you give back. Remember where you were when you needed it and think about those people who needed the help and have empathy. Be nice. God wants us to show mercy and give. All right? Now we're going to talk about raising a child, especially a purpose-driven child who knows financial literacy. When my daughter came to me and told me her art dreams, my mindset was, I see a lot of movies that have kids who want to major in art, and even Dave Ramsey talk about it. I'm a fan of Dave Ramsey, but I don't follow anyone's advice 100%. I take in the pieces that works for me and I throw the rest back in the ocean like you're fishing. Okay. But I'm gonna tell you, it's some principles I like, some I don't. But I don't want my child to be in a financial situation to where they can't go for their dreams. Her dream is art. I don't want to tell her to go be a doctor, go be an attorney. No, if your dream is art, we're going to get you there. And we're going to find ways for you to make passive income and other income sources so that you can live in your purpose and do what you want to do. Okay? So my 5-year-old, she told me I am the best artist in the world. I set her up a painting session at home. We color, she paint at school. I take her to the art museum. She's met two professional painters. I help her with her confidence. She go around and she show them her work and say, "I'm the best painter ever." And these people love her. She's only 5. She's living in her purpose. She loves playing the piano. She loves singing. She loves the art. So I'm going to pour into her so she's able to be the best artist that there has ever been. That's my goal as a mother, to pour into my child. My goal is not to have her do something that I want her to do because she is her own person. My goal is to help her get to her desires. We're also teaching her financial literacy through simple money activities like allowances. We do that, right? My oldest, she has a money problem with eating all her money up. I made her go through 5 different scriptures in the Bible and read them. Okay? She needs to learn that you don't eat your money up. So when she asked me to go to an activity last week, I said, "Where's your money?" She said $60 a month for allowance is not enough. I said, "Well, have you thought about how you can flip that $60? Maybe you can go to Sam's and get a box of candy and sell it. I don't know, but you're gonna have to figure it out because right now your allowance is $60 and I'm not willing to negotiate with you unless you give me a good reason of why I should pay you more." She didn't have a good reason. So I'm not paying you more. I worked in HR for years. Like, I know negotiations, but I'm teaching my kids at a very young age. So even though she didn't have a good negotiation, she still wrote me something to negotiate. She still negotiated for 5 minutes straight, nonstop, until I finally said, "Hey, you either take it or leave it." Teaching them early, teaching them entrepreneurship, teaching them their talents or assets, building a legacy for them. Okay? Discipline is the most important thing you can teach your child when it comes to financial literacy. And then from a tax benefit, your child can start working for you at any age for your business. All that money they can save, they can invest. They don't pay taxes, and it's a tax write-off for you. Use the tax codes, use the system to help you and your children, your family, your friends, whoever it is, teach them so they can have generational wealth. Okay. Speaking of that, we're going to go into the tax codes. All right. Using what God gave you, your resources, benefits, and the tax code to elevate, not stay stuck. We don't want to stay stuck on government assistance. These people on the channel have the wrong idea about us, right? On this channel, we're trying to get unstuck. We're not trying to stay stuck. All right. So use it to your ability. Make sure that you have a great financial advisor or a coach. Make sure you have a good tax professional or a CPA. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not giving you tax advice. I'm not giving you benefits advice that is determined by every different individual. Everybody's situation is different. So you cannot take what I'm telling you and use it as your way of being approved because you have to know all of the details in order to advise somebody on what they qualify and what they don't qualify for. I'm just telling you what's available to you to give you the motivation to go out there and figure out if you qualify or not. Okay. So make sure that you have people in your circle that's helping you save money from a tax perspective and you're not just being a number and paying them because a lot of tax professionals have like 1,000 clients and they're not going to go through your tax paperwork piece by piece and make sure you're not missing a penny. Me, I do that, but I only specialize in real estate and investment property or people who have rental property scheduling a Schedule E or a Schedule C. Okay. All right. Now, SNAP benefits and starting a business, right? Your income doesn't automatically disqualify you from launching a business. And that's where people go wrong. A business is a business. Personal income is personal income. That's why it's something called owner draws. If you're not taking an owner draw to use it to pay for your personal expenses, it's a business. If something goes wrong with your business, you need a savings account so you can continue the business. If not, your business will close down. So don't listen to these people saying, oh, if you make money from a business, you shouldn't be on food stamps. Business is separate. If you don't like it, go into politics and change the policy. Until then, it is what it is. Okay? Don't worry about the noise. I'm giving you the gems. They have income guidelines. They have different rules that qualifies you in order for not having to show bank statements and different rules that don't. So every individual is different. Business income is different from a W-2 and rental property income is different. It's passive income. It's passive. They're not going to disqualify you for passive income. And if you taking a loss on your business, you don't have the money anyhow. So it's a lot of people that don't know the rules when it comes to business and they don't know the rules when it comes to assistance. Okay. So starting a business protects you financially. If you're a W-2 employee and you love your job, I still think you should have a business on the side because that's what's going to protect your finances. That's what's going to get you write-offs. Having that home office. If you have an office at home and you just a W-2 employee and you working for the company, you can't write that off. You're a W-2 employee. You can use SNAP benefits to pay for your household food so you won't starve while you're trying to start your business. qualify for help. It's nothing wrong with asking for help, and don't let people on the internet shame you for help. Okay? Don't let people shame you. Because, baby, let me tell you, we need to talk. We need to talk. Because some of y'all out here expecting the government to do what y'all child's father should be doing and wondering why y'all life ain't leveling up. It's time for some truth and healing, baby. And some of y'all out here online bullying people and mad because they getting assistance and you can't. If you want to work your job and make $15 an hour and just live a decent life, that's you. Everybody is different. But if you want to use tax benefits and you want to use knowledge to help you level up, even if you're a W-2 employee, a lot of y'all go to jobs and just accept what they give you. You don't negotiate. You don't ask for a sign-on bonus. You don't ask for relocation. You don't ask for the benefits package. You don't check and see if you could qualify for Medicaid instead of paying for y'all high benefits at work. It's so much you don't know. But I'm going to say this. I left corporate because of medical issues mainly. And my mental and the stress was bad. And I needed a new journey. So for me, I remember as a kid, I said, I don't like being in poverty. This is not the life I want. I want a big house. I want to be a CEO. I had big dreams. I wanted to be an OBGYN. I wanted to be an attorney. I wanted to be a teacher, a business owner. I was working, having talent shows with kids, having a dance business as a kid, trying to do whatever I needed to do. Cause I love living in my calling, right? So I'm not lazy and I'm not looking for handouts and I'm not looking to commit fraud. I'm looking to use my resources, which is a difference. Okay? So I made my mind up a long time ago that I'm not going to stay on government assistance. I had an apartment at 18, government assistance. My rent was probably $40 a month. Okay? I had childcare assistance. I only had to pay like probably $25 a week. I had food stamps. I had financial aid. Sometimes I needed help. I budgeted my expenses in my budget book. I went to Dollar Tree, got me a budget book. Yeah. I went to Dollar Tree and got me a budget book. I wrote line for line. Okay, food stamps, childcare, $25 a week. That's $100 a month. I got school from this time to this time. I got work from this time to this time. I got work study from this time to this time. I got to do hair at the Woo's Barbershop from this time to this time. I was hustling. But when you making low income and you putting all your time into something and you have no passive income, it's no way to get out of that rabbit hole. So what I had to do, I decided to go to college. I can't live off of this income. I either needed to start a business, go to college, go get a tech degree. I needed to do something to get out of that loophole. I chose college. I went to college and I got my degree. Okay? I got a master's degree. First in the family. It's possible. You can get out of that rabbit hole. So let me finish telling you. I had my little budget book. Wrote down line to line. I said, oh my gosh, I can't pay my electric bill. I ain't got enough money to pay my electric bill. How am I gonna pay my electric bill? Well, guess what? Yeah, girl, remember. Oh, I remember when I was a kid, my mama used to go get our electric bill paid by this building. But in order to get your electric bill paid, you gotta have a past due notice. You gotta be on your final past due notice. Okay. I let that bill get to the final past due notice. And then I took it up there and got my light bill paid. Use your resources. I use Medicaid. I had Medicaid for me and my kids to where I couldn't go to certain doctors. After graduating and getting my degree, me and my kids was on Blue Cross private insurance. You get bills in the mail after the visit. You pay co-pays, you pay deductibles, you pay the premium. Medicaid, zero. Zero. So why would you be working in a hospital as a CNA or a phlebotomist, making $14, $15 an hour, and you paying for their premiums, paying for deductibles, paying for copays when you can get approved for Medicaid because you don't make enough money? Use your resources. Don't let these people scare you from using your resources. You pay into taxes just like they do. Everybody pays into taxes, and it's there for you to use when you need it. Don't let these people bully you out your bag. Because we not teaching to use government assistance. We not teaching fraud. We're teaching to use the assistance to have a better life and get over that loophole. Assistance is for those who need it. If you need it, you can use it. If you don't qualify, there are other options. And I'm gonna give you two of my favorite books that I want you to read. One I want you to read is Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I want you to read that book. And I want you to also start listening to Dave Ramsey's Get Out of Debt Snowball on YouTube because I want you to look at his perspective and I want you to look at Rich Dad Poor Dad's perspective. And I want you to think about both perspectives and figure out if you like one or the other, or you probably someone like me. I combine the two. It's some things I like about Dave Ramsey's philosophy, and it's some I like about Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I combine the two with my own thoughts to see what works for me. All right. So that's one of the books I want you to read. The other book I want you to read is to How Not to Give a F about what people think. Because some of y'all stuck because y'all care what people think. And until you get out of that mindset, you're not going to be able to move to the next level. When I first got out of debt, I started with Dave Ramsey, Snowball. And when I tell you, my life changed tremendously. I do consultations. If you would like a consultation, put consultation in the chat, the comment box. Make sure if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, like the video, share the video, tell all your friends, tell your family, get in here. It's time that we level up. 2026 is almost here. We're in the fourth quarter. You got to do a performance review on yourself. It might be time for you to get those sticky notes out and get the work. You might need to go to Dollar Tree and get that dollar budget book. Whatever you need to do, you need to subscribe and tune in. Cause your girl gonna give you the news. And I'm gonna tell you like this. If you don't like what we doing on this platform, whoop-de-doo. because we going up. And like Michelle say, when they go low, we go high. Again, it's your girl B More with HCK Property Management. Thank you for tuning in.